Hey guys, Mike for Sim Racing 604, and today I'm testing my Next Level Racing HF8. This is their haptic feedback pad, which is under my butt and behind my back, and has 8 transducers in it that are translating vibrations from the game into me, much the same as a butt kicker would, or if you saw my video on the slip angle spring system, spring and transducer system, it's similar to that. But Next Level Racing has put it right into your seat, basically, or it sits on top of your seat. So I wanted to do some testing, so we're here in Assetto Corsa Competizione, and the reason I wanted to do it here is because ACC has some features through Simhub that allow you to unlock more potential of the HF8 than does the standard software. So this seemed like a perfect test platform. Plus, I may or may not be getting ready for a certain addition to this title that will allow me to take a certain left turn about 3/4 of the way through this lap. So read into that what you will, but today my focus is this HF8. So again, haptic transducer system, and it's in the form of a seat pad. So I don't know that this exists anywhere else. I'm pretty sure Next Level Racing is first to market with this, and it has 8 transducers from what I know. 2 below my butt, or excuse me, 4 below my butt, and 4 behind my back. So you can actually target it. So for example, I'm feeling something as I shift. So this being a mid-engine Lamborghini, I feel the kick of the shifts in my back. I don't necessarily want to feel that in my butt. You can set it up to where you feel it in your butt too, but I have chosen to only have it kick in my back. And then things like curbs, I choose to have come primarily through my seat. So yeah, it's a pretty cool system. It gives you more obviously directional realism than does a butt kicker system, but obviously it has a tougher time shaking your entire rig. So the way a butt kicker works is you place it on some stable part of your rig and it vibrates the whole thing, whereas the HF8 is just designed to vibrate you. So that's what I've got here, and I have to say it feels really good. And I didn't like it that much with the base software, so I can't remember what Next Level Racing calls their software. I'll get into it when I do my full review, but it comes up short, frankly. It doesn't allow you to do with this what the Simhub system allows you to do. There's just a lot more control, and it's natively supported by Simhub, interestingly. So as soon as you plug in your HF8, Simhub has a preset for it, and so you just enable it in Simhub, and then you can tune it to your liking. So speaking of tuning it to your liking, I've basically got it to where there's a little bit of road noise, and it's a balance, right? You can't have everything high at once in order for there to be definition between the different types of vibrations. You've got to kind of set a noise threshold and then give, what would you say, vibrations above that threshold in order to feel them. So I've got just a little bit of road noise, just enough to add that notch of realism, and then beyond that I've got quite a bit of vibration for the curbs set up, and then those staccato just thumps when you upshift or downshift. I think the upshifts seem a bit stronger. I don't know if that's placebo or what, but you can also set up different things like tire slip or wheels locking or things like that, and be able to feel that in your body. So the short summary answer of, does this add realism? Yeah, it absolutely does. This feels much more alive, even this little bit. I mean, most of us can't afford a full motion system, of course. I happen to be among the fortunate few who do have a motion system, and it's phenomenal and a level beyond this. But I think this is, coming in at an affordable price, and it adds a good notch of realism to what you're feeling, because of course in sim racing you're limited in your sensations to a degree. You obviously have the visual, you have the sound, but most of us don't have any sensation through the seat of our pants as you would in a real race car. So what is the car doing underneath you? I mean, this doesn't give the full definition. It's not entirely realistic, But at the same time, most of us feel nothing except what we feel through our hands and arms thanks to force feedback. But this HF8 and similar and other transducer systems do allow you that bit of extra realism to feel potentially what the car is doing. And yeah, like that curve I could definitely feel, and that's just kind of a bonus, right? I know I'm going over the curve, I can see it visually, but there are some circumstances potentially where this could add a notch of realism and a bit of extra information to you by letting you know when those tires are slipping. It might not be evident visually, and then perhaps you can't hear it either. Like, I'm thinking if you're driving in the rain or something and there's a lot of other noise, you might not initially be able to sense that you're in a slip, or a slide rather, but potentially you could feel it through your HF8 or other transducer system. So yeah, going long here, but broadly for my first impressions, I like the HF8. I don't think it's head and shoulders above a butt kicker, but I think it's a very interesting product and a cool thing for Next Level Racing to bring to market, and yeah, quite enjoy driving with it. So I think this could be an option for people. I need to give this more thought, and again, I will do a full review of the HF8 at some point in the not too distant future, ideally, to give my full thoughts. But I think this definitely deserves consideration. And the bonus about this is it's not tied to PC. You can use this with any audio source really, but they kind of aim it at console users in addition to PC users. So that's kind of an interesting thing that you can get here. So if you're a console player and want that added little bit of immersion, you could give this some thought. I do believe the butt kicker system, at least the previous generation, did work with audio as well. So that's something that butt kicker has as well in terms of its compatibility with not just PC. So I don't generally run haptic transducer systems, transducer systems. I love the slip angle system. I thought it was really cool. I love my butt kicker Gamer Plus. Sorry, butt kicker, I can't remember the name of your product off the top of my head. But I did test a butt kicker some time ago. I still have it actually, but I rarely use a transducer system just because, again, I have a motion system, and that it's not on the same level. If you're looking to feel something through your body and have the money, definitely the motion system is the way to go. But again, I know it's out of reach for most folks. If I hadn't been sent one for review, I certainly would not have one myself. I've been very fortunate in that regard, but again, it's just not the same. It just does things that either the butt kicker system or the slip angle system or this HF8 just simply can't do. So I don't necessarily prioritize transducer systems in my own experience. But in a situation like this where I've got the motion turned off, it's nice to just have this pad that just sits under you, and yeah, it gives you that extra bit of sensation. So it's not motion, but it's that added bit of immersion without breaking the bank. So I think it's a really cool system. So I will give parting thoughts here. We'll do one more lap, and this will be my final thoughts on the Next Level Racing HF8. And again, full review to come. But generally, I really enjoy my time with this. I don't think this is... Hey, that's weird. Thought my time was lower. I don't think this is going to, revolutionize the haptic transducer system in sim racing, or ecosystem rather. What am I saying? The market. I don't think this is going to change the market. I don't think, butt kickers are going to be put out of business with this product, but it is a good way to approach things. And again, not having to mount onto a fixed piece of furniture does give some advantages. You just lay it on top of whatever you game in, whether that's a couch, whether that's a lawn chair, or whether it's a full sim racing cockpit like I have here. If it's a seat, it can take the HF8, and you don't have to worry, again, if you do game on a couch and want to feel a little bit more. I don't think there's any way to make a butt kicker work on a couch, but understandably, that's a pretty rare set of circumstances. But yeah, I generally like this product, and again, I think the console compatibility is a cool feature, and I think the simplicity of setting it up, right? Just throw some elastics over the back of your chair, if possible. If not, lay it on your chair. Is a cool system and couldn't be simpler to set up. So I think Next Level Racing's done a good job. So again, tune in at some point for the review, but for now know that it's overwhelmingly positive for me. I'm really enjoying my time with the HF8. And this was sent to me, by the way, by Next Level Racing. So yeah. Actually, I haven't described really what I'm feeling, so let's go one more lap. The professionalism on this channel knows no floor. Alright, so missed the curb there. So what am I feeling? Well, a little bit of road vibration right now, and I can feel those upshifts just kicking me in the back. Not strongly, but enough. And by the way, you can adjust the level of each of these effects, so don't think that you're going to be constantly just rocked by this system. You can turn it up and down as you like. Okay, I'm going to deliberately cut the curb here, and I can feel that through my butt. That's pretty neat. That one I didn't feel as much. Downshift, I felt strongly. So there's different types of curbs that give different effects. And I believe sometimes no effects, depending on what the curb type is. And possibly the angle you hit it at. I don't know that to a certainty, but I do know there are ways to tie the vibrations to what the suspension of the car is doing, which is a pretty interesting feature. So again, just general vibration, increasing in amplitude as I increase in speed here. There's an effect for RPMs that I have turned on. So of course, once you get up into the higher RPMs, and I got this big V10 pulsing behind me, I will be able to feel the effects of those RPMs. So that, again, added bit of realism. Upshift, I felt that. Let's cut the curb here, see if I can feel it. Yeah, I think I felt that. Or it might have just been the suspension, but there's some curbs that are very distinct in what you can feel. That one, really nothing. So RPMs at this point, upshift. Okay, that was strong. That was very strong. That was more a grate as opposed to a curb, and I felt it very distinctly. That one I didn't feel. I believe the outside of this final corner I will be able to feel as well. Yeah, okay, so I can feel that through my butt. So, very cool. Very cool. Alright, that's going to do it for my first impressions of the HF8. Overwhelmingly positive. Thanks to Next Level Racing for sending me this. Keep it locked. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll be back with a review at some point. Alright, thanks for watching.